The new year is here, 2025. Read it or weep it, big man. I tell you, League 2, League 1, Championship, none of that this midweek, alright? It is the Premier competition across the seven seas. It is the Scottish Premiership, brother.
It's the Premier competition with only one decent team in it, so aye.
Aye, and who's that, guys? Any guesses out there?
Milton Johnston.
And it's no Hearts.
No, it's not the team above Hearts either.
It's no team. That's plenty. Right, there is your league table. I'm sick of looking at every time I look at it. It's worse.
Can we just reverse it? Can we not do that?
Aye, absolutely. I'll take 11 spot playoff.
Flip it upside down or something.
No, the sad thing is, see if you flip this and then it started again for this, Rangers probably finished 12th.
That's for sure. I mean, what can we talk about? Well, I'll tell you, we can talk about 6 great games. A Glasgow derby, a Dundee derby, and some other decent matches in there as well.
Absolutely, right, so let's dive into it.
I mean, should we not look at league table?
Forget about the league table. Alright, it's 2025. I'm ready to dive into this. Aberdeen need a win. They have to win. They can go above Rangers. Realistically, they should go above Rangers. I'm going to go 2-1 Ross County.
What? They can win, they can go above Rangers, but they're not going to go above Rangers.
That's pretty much it.
Does 2-1 get Jimmy Teelan sacked?
Of course it doesn't get him sacked.
Well, what does?
I don't know, you tell me.
This would be 7 defeats and 2 draws at the last 9 if he lost to County.
I mean, that is pretty bad.
That's minging. That shouldn't be allowed.
It is minging, it shouldn't be allowed, but guess what, guys? When you've had a good start to the season, it is allowed, alright? I'm being serious, I'm going Ross County. Aberdeen are short of confidence. Maybe selling a few players and bringing a few players in might be the key to flipping that around, but I wouldn't be shocked if they win, but even with their best, they weren't pumping teams, so I'm going a close game, 2-1 Ross County. What are you going?
I mean, I'm not convinced Aberdeen win. I think that they probably will avoid defeat, though, because they are struggling really bad, and they need something. They cannot keep going on like this. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Slows
but
it down.
I mean, it could be a 2-1 Ross County win.
Kevin Nisbet scored the winner last time out at Dingwall, so can he deliver again? Who knows? It's up next. It's your team. It's Tynecastle Park. It's Hearts against Motherwell. Motherwell, who are off the back of 2 games against Celtic and Rangers, a 4-0 defeat and a 2-each draw that realistically probably should have been a victory. I'm being honest, guys, they probably should have beat Rangers, and if they can go toe-to-toe with the Old Firm, they can sure as hell beat your shitey Excusia club. So I'm going to go 1-0 Motherwell.
Well, 1-0 Motherwell, I think that's a pretty decent prediction. I mean, not many people will be picking Hearts to win this game. I'm not even picking Hearts to win this game. We've been garbage all season. I don't see why that's going to change because it's a new year. We need more than a change of date, that's for sure. We're just really poor right now. And I just don't know where the next win's coming from. I don't know when we play St Johnstone next. So, I mean, Motherwell's playing pretty good at the moment. Like I said, a good draw against Rangers. Probably should have beat Rangers. I think if they play anything like that, they'll be at least good enough for a draw against us. So, I mean, we'll see what happens at Tynecastle. Unfortunately, I don't think the result's going to determine the outcome of Neil Critchley staying or going. I've got a funny feeling that the board will probably give him till the end of the season. I think the only chance he will get sacked would be if it looks like he's definitely taking us down. And I don't think we're quite that bad. So, I mean, I think that the likelihood is we will probably have Critchley till the end of the year. And even then,
no matter what though,
even if he doesn't improve, I mean, we've got him on a 2-year deal. I mean, after this year, he's still got 2 years remaining. So it's like, I mean, I'm just not convinced. I think I know we've made the wrong decision bringing this guy in. And I'm not convinced he's going anywhere.
And it's just a case of sticking with it though from Hearts. They shouldn't do it. They are doing it. What are you going again? I went 1-0 Motherwell.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think we might be good enough to get a draw. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think we might be good enough to get a draw at Tynecastle against Motherwell. Against the Steel men. I wish we'd show some steel. We've just been fucking melting like the beams on 9/11. It's a joke.
Right, they don't. Anyway, let's forget about 9/11. Let's talk about.
I don't know. That sums up Hearts' career, like, to be honest with you.
9/11.
Let's keep talking about it. Disaster.
That wasn't that good, wasn't it? No.
I mean, fucking Lawrence Shankland's about the size of a twin tower, isn't he?
His forehead.
I was thinking more his legs, like, but or his body. Just
his stomach. Every part of Shankland's massive. Anyway,
apart from his goal contribution this season, he needs to sort it out. He's been shite. I mean, I talked him up. How can you have 2 great seasons? And I know people will pretend that he was crap the entire time, but He wasn't. How can you have 2 great years and then deliver this?
No, the funny thing is, though, right? Say Shankland was doing maybe half as good as last year. Say he had like 13 goals this
That
season.
would be great.
No, it would be, but let's say he did.
And Hearts wouldn't be where they are.
I still think Rangers wouldn't go for him. I think if Rangers were going to go for him, they would have went for him by now.
Nah, I think Rangers were just cheap and were run. I think Rangers were cheap and they were just allowing his contract to run down, but they just didn't anticipate this drop off. But at the same time, I mean,
He's not young anymore.
Oh, he's aged 1 year, big wow. I mean, if I was Rangers,
Yeah.
I wouldn't let that put me off signing Shankland. What half a season? A bad half a season? I mean,
I think you're right.
The best players have had half a bad season. So
Because what I would say is with Shankland, it's like if you can get him back, he's backfiring.
aye, so
He can be saved.
I mean, if I was Rangers, I'd probably pay a bit of money and try and get him in January. If not, just agree a pre-contract for the end of next year. But like, I have no doubt that Shankland will be back. I don't think we'll see him much in a Hearts shirt again.
Okie dokie, right.
At least his best.
Up next, Rugby Park, Kelly against St Mirren. Will there be a red card in this match to Kelly? I wonder what odds Kelly are to get a red every game. Must be decent. 2-1 or something, 3-1.
I mean, you wouldn't bet against it, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
But at what time does McInnes be like, right, anyone who gets a red card is getting fired or something, you know? Like, I mean, how does he drill it into them to stop? And like, I'm not saying every red card they've received is deserved. I don't think the last one was. I don't think that Armstrong should have got a second yellow. But it's just the situation that you're in. It's like, you'd think maybe the players would be kind of reluctant to go in for tackles. They'd be scared to go in for tackles, but it doesn't seem to be preventing them.
No, I mean, what do you make of you and Cameron wanting Derek McInnes? Do you want Derek McInnes at Hearts?
Aye, because similar to Shankland, him having, and I wouldn't say Derek McInnes had a shite season, right? He done alright in Europe, and the form was poor because of Europe, and then after they got knocked out of Europe, the form picked up, but it's just, the season has been so stop-start, and I half blame that on the cards. I think Kilmarnock, without any red cards this season, would actually be pushing Aberdeen for third spot due to the drop-off that Aberdeen's had lately. I think Kilmarnock would be right up there with Dundee United, so can't prove it. I mean, it's only hearsay, it's only a guess, an estimation. But for me, McInnes, just like Shankland's not a horrible player after 6 months, McInnes isn't a horrible manager after 6 months. Has his stock dropped? Absolutely. Would I be excited about McInnes at Hearts right now as I would have been 6 months ago? No. But I mean, I think I think he's done all he can at Kilmarnock. He got them into a European spot. Fantastic. He could. I'm not saying if he stays, he can't improve league position. But I mean, how much better? He got fourth, right? Yeah. Could he go one step further and get third this next season, or maybe even this season? Who knows? He could, but in the grand scheme of things, I think for him to move forward, he needs to take a step up in club, and that would be Hearts.
No, absolutely, but I'm going to go 2-1 Kelly.
I'm going 2-1 Kelly as well, providing they don't get anybody sent off.
Right, the reason we're all here, Rangers against Celtic, it's on Sky, it's the Old Firm, Glasgow Derby, whatever you want to call it. 17 points is pretty much what I'd call it, because I've already given my prediction on my channel. So
yeah, I believe we're going to preview this match as well, so I don't think we should deep dive too much into it.
Well, we'll just deep dive into it enough, like a
5-0 Celtic.
Yeah, a fin-based pizza, right? I'm going to go 3-1 Celtic.
Not very deep, is it?
That's my point, because we're going thin on this.
I hate fin-based pizza.
Either shite.
What kind of loser buys a fin-based pizza?
I know, bland as hell. Anyway, I'm going 3-1 Celtic.
Well, I was going to say there's no crunch. It's all crunch
right,
into it.
3-1 Celtic. You go your scoreline before we do our preview later.
Oh, I'm going to give Rangers the benefit of the doubt.
You always do. Just predict Celtic, man. Maybe it'll be like a double jinx.
Right. 4-1 Celtic.
Is that what you actually think, though? Or do you think Rangers can get a win?
I was thinking 2-2, but I'm going to go 4-1 Celtic.
That's quite the swing. Right, so final question on this game. Will Clement be sacked if they lose?
I think if he was going to be sacked, it had happened already.
I'm beginning to think that.
Unless they think they don't want the new manager coming in and having to deal with another heavy defeat in an old firm.
You know what?
They kind of did that with the CEO, so maybe it's strategic. Maybe they're thinking, hold on, Clement's shite, but we've got to sell. We'll wait until after. But that, to me, that's negative because you'd be thinking, right, we've got this Celtic game coming up. We need to win that. We need to try and close the gap, obviously before they lost to St Mirren and Motherwell. I would have been thinking, right, we get rid of Clement and we bring somebody in so he's got a bit of time with the squad before that massive game. And look, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that if Clement's going to get sacked, for me, it will be after this Celtic game. If he survives the Celtic game, then he's not getting sacked.
Yeah.
Or at least if he survives the Celtic game, he will not be sacked until the end of the season.
Can Rangers win a league title under Philip Clement?
I mean, they almost won one last year.
Almost. Well, what do you think?
Well, they did. Why are you trying to rewrite history?
I wouldn't describe it as almost.
They were favourite with the bookmakers 2-7.
That's not fucking almost though.
They were 4 points in front of Celtic.
Yeah, but you say almost though, like it was the last day. It was a title race. I'll never deny that. But Rangers bottled it.
They got themselves
in March/April. That's not almost.
They got themselves into a favourites position.
They did. But that's not the question here. Can he win it? Will he win it? Will he win a league with Rangers?
No.
So what's the fucking point of him being here then?
Good question, isn't it?
Right, we'll move on. St Johnstone Hibs. I'm going to go 3-0 Hibs. Hibs are back. They'll probably fall apart soon, but they're back.
I'm going to go 2-1. I don't quite think it'll be as convincing as you do, but I do expect Hibs to continue their good run.
Okay. Right, a game I'm looking forward to. The Dundee Derby. It was a great game earlier on this season at Tannadice. Only problem is, it's a 5:30. It is on Sky, but I don't know what state we're both going to be in mentally for this, because our teams will probably get beat. So, yeah, looking forward to reviewing it. I'm going to go for 2-1 Dundee United. They're going to continue their fine form, and they're going to close the gap on Aberdeen and Rangers.
Tell you what, Dundee United, it's a massive game. Dundee United, if they win it, and Aberdeen lose, then they go level on points. And at that point, I would believe that they 100% will finish third. Although it's a difficult fixture, and they could easily lose 3 points to Aberdeen this weekend. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Aberdeen finally got a win and Dundee United lost this. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. The opening game of the season was the Dundee Derby, and it was a 2-2 draw. I've got a funny feeling this will also be a 2-2 draw. So I'm going to go Dundee 2, Dundee United 2. But I think it'll be a good game of football and definitely one worth watching.
Hopefully it is. Anyway, guys, that's it for the SPFL preview show. First one of the year. Hopefully it's a good day for us both. Till then, though, peace.